Hello everyone! Atrum here, and with me, I have a different co-host from normal. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, yeah. This is Robert. I am Elemist on Magic.
Oh, now Rob, we're looking at an Innistrad draft here. I wanted to get one in before it all disappeared from Moto. And you said you haven't drafted Innistrad in a long time, right?
Yeah, I am not super familiar with it. Since it was around the first time, I kind of like Bloodline Keeper here.
Yeah, Bloodline Keeper is actually. If you had said anything else, I was going to basically get mad at you because Bloodline Keeper is truly absurd in this format. It's hard as heck to kill. It just sits there and keeps pumping out tokens and eventually just wins the game. So, yeah. We weren't going with anything other than Bloodline Keeper, but, I figured I'd let you take a look.
I mean, I see some decent cards, but none of them come close to that.
Right. Bloodline Keeper just kind of. It's insane. That's simply all there is to it. It's an insane card. And
Is that a rare? Are there two rares in that pack?
in the previous pack, yes, because Bloodline Keeper is the flip card. You can have a flip rare, and you can have a regular rare.
Gosh, I really am not familiar with that format. Okay.
So currently I've highlighted the Abattoir Ghoul. He's pretty solid for striking 3/2 that gets you life when it kills things, or when things hit by a die. But I'm looking at everything else, some other noteworthy things from this pack. We don't really care for the Werewolf, the flip card, because if you remember from Innistrad, the packs all had a flip card, and then they had a regular rare, and the flip card could also be a rare through Mythic. So, with I think the only Mythic flip card being Garrick in this set. So, I'm gonna grab the Abattoir Ghoul here just because it's solid, but it could also, if there was like a good vampire, I could see looking into that.
Yeah, I see some role players in that pack, but nothing that I think justifies not picking that.
So looking at this pack, there's some actually pretty good cards here. We have an uncommon flip card, which is the bat that becomes a vampire. We have Victim of the Night, which is a premium removal spell against certain decks. And then we have Diagraph Ghoul, who's just a very solid beater. My vote is the Screeching Bat.
I think Screeching Bat is, it transforms into a 5/5.
Yeah, it transforms into a 5/5 and can transform back into a Windrake, basically. So it's Windrake that can become a 5/5 if it wants to.
Yeah, I like that. The only other thing I think would be Victim of Night.
Yeah, Victim of Night is a very powerful card, depending on what you're going up against. You don't usually want your deck to be too jammed full of them, but you'd like a few of them. So it's something to look for on the wheel. Alright, so it looks like we're probably going to figure out what our next color is here. So some options. If we want to do like white, Thraben Sentry is a good card. Red, Into the Maw of Hell is really fun. And there's also, randomly like Cackling Counterpart, which you can use like with Bloodline Keeper and just start churning guys out. But, so there's options. Under red, there's also Geist Flame. Anything strike your fancy?
Not that you didn't already cover. I kind of like Cackling Counterpart just because it seems like a fun card, but I don't know how good it is.
Fun card, solid cards. Fun card, solid cards.
Nothing wrong with going with solid. I just
If we want to go in on the vampires using the Bloodline Keeper, it's better to go red. Because black-red are the colors of the vampires. Cackling Counterpart's a fun card, but also it'll likely wheel. Most people don't take Cackling Counterpart.
Is Pitchburn Devils good in this format?
Pitchburn Devils is pretty good. I also like the Ashmouth Hound. That one's pretty solid, too. Pitchburn Devils... It all depends on what your deck is trying to do. Because if your deck is like the sacrificing decks... Then Pitchburn Devils is great, because you play Pitchburn Devils, it can block something if you want, or you can just sack it to something. And it'll explode.
How important is 2-drops?
I mean, I like to have a decent number of them, because if your opponent tries to curve real quick into a bunch of 2-drops, you can just fall behind. But this is a medium speed format, so.
Okay.
It's not like Rise / Battle for Zendikar slow, I'm taking the Ash Mouth Hound, by the way. Oh, like this card's good for us. But it's also like not like original Zendikar fast, you know. So
Do
it's
we want typhoid rats?
maybe, but I think right here I want the Markov Patrician. The 3/1 lifelinking vampire seems really good for us.
Okay.
Hmm. I don't know what to pick here.
Um,
I could see just like Altar's Reap, and then red could still be cut, maybe. Could take Mulch and try for the spider spawning deck, just with a random black vampire theme. But we need Spidey spawning.
This mulch has gone around the entire table almost. Spider spawning's probably open.
We'll grab a Mulch and just see what happens. You never know. It's an option. Harvest Pyre is a good card too. Maybe we just go Jund. Or we could grab Ghost Quarter.
Ghost Quarter seems...
It's alright. It can fix your mana in a pinch, but it's not really what you want to be doing.
I mean, unless we run into like a Nephalia Drown Yard or something, it's like, who cares about it?
Right, so let's just take a Harvest Pyre here. Another Ashmouth Hound could be fine. Probably just stick that over there. Unless we want like Desperate Ravings?
Red looks open, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Ashmouth Hound. I think just some aggressive red beaters that curve into some bigger black stuff seems fine. Turn target creature card from your hand or return 2 zombies. Maybe just Rally? I don't know. One Stake? I don't even know. Like, this is the physically worst curse out there, so you don't ever want that curse. I'm gonna just put this in the sideboard. Oh, Crossway Vampire is pretty good for us, I think. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, Vampiric Fury would be okay in the deck, but I don't think it justifies picking it.
Yeah, it's one of those, you want to grab it like last pick if you can. I'm gonna put...
Oh, those cards look like garbage.
Nightbird's Clutches is kind of funny. Feral Ridge Wolf is actually potentially really strong. And a Kessig Wolf. Alright, so we got a little wolf sub-theme. Vampires and their hounds? Wolves? We have hounds and wolves. And their 4-legged friends?
We have Dog Vampire Tribal.
Dog Vampire Tribal. Wolf. Vampire's best friend? Question mark? Who knows?
Well, I forgot. I'm supposed to be really pessimistic on these videos, right?
Are you? I don't know.
No, I mean, usually the other ones I watch, the person's telling you how terrible the deck is.
Oh, yeah. John's pretty good at being pessimistic at times. Well, Geist-Honored Monk is absurd. I don't really want to pass it. I don't think we can play it, though.
What is it, 5 mana?
It's a 5-drop, Vigilant, star equal to the number of creatures you control, and it makes 2 1/1 flyers.
I don't think we can take that. I mean, we're not going to be in white.
Yeah, I think maybe I just grab another Ashmouth Hound here, or the Galvanic Juggernaut. Probably an Ashmouth Hound. Just go full-on Ashmouth Hound aggro. It's possible. It's awkward, because this is a really good card, but...
What about triple preparations, maybe?
Green-white?
Like, how many Ashmouth do we want? Oh, that's white. Never mind. I thought it was... Never mind. I thought it was something else.
Yeah, I mean, like, if we're doing anything with white, I'm taking that. But I think it's just going to be Ashmouth Hound. Maybe. I might just grab this just for...
I mean, we're not hate drafting. Come on.
Fine. I grabbed an Ashmouth Hound. Oh, Brimstone Valley's good.
Premium removal is premium removal.
Hey, I like some premium removal.
There's another one.
There's another one, but there's also Moan of the Unhallowed, which is a premium card, too. So premium removal, or make 2 zombies with flashback, make 2 zombies.
I don't know. I kind of...
You want to
I
just go
kind
with
of
the
like.
premium removal, huh?
You can go with either, but I don't know. That's just a solid card.
I think you're right. I think the Brimstone Valley is probably too good to pass there. Other than you get like stuck with this pick, which it's like I don't want any of this crap. I might grab my Isolated Chapel because I can. It's worth like half a ticket. Come on now.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, a Village Ironsmith. He's pretty good. He's kind of like a dog, right?
Werewolf. Yeah.
The vampires will just treat him as a dog. He's a good doggy.
Gosh, Curse of the Pierced Heart just looks awful.
Curse of the Pierced Heart is an awful card unless you draft like 6 of them. And then your opponent's like, oh my god, why did you draft 6 Curse of the Pierced Heart? I'm going to take a Shimmering Grotto. It's just a nice solid card. Ooh, Rakish Air is pretty solid.
Yeah, especially if we got the vampire stuff going on.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because our black kind of dried up a bit, but, I mean, this card's just too good to pass on.
Yeah.
It's definitely an interesting thing.
Well, I mean, the thing about black is we haven't really been passed any good cards from it, so...
Right. Like, I can pick up a Bump in the Night as, like, a one-of. I mean, it's just damage. Or I could take a Walking Corpse.
I think we want the...
Corpse?
I mean, we're more likely to play the creature, right?
Yeah. It's
I mean,
a bear.
We're basically aggro.
Zombie bear!
That's what I like about Brimstone here, too, is if we get the opponent down to, like, 5, we just win.
Right. Is it hopeless when wave upon wave of our dead return, as mindless flesh-eaters to claw upon Thraben's walls? We're too busy cutting them down to indulge ourselves in such philosophical foppery. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Anyways. Right. Now this Hanwar Watchkeep wield, that's pretty solid.
What does he transform into?
Okay, so he's a 1/5 defender that becomes a 5/5 that has to attack each turn.
That seems okay. I mean, how hard is it to keep him transformed?
Depends. Depends on what the heck your opponent's doing. I'm just going to grab this Intangible Virtue because it seems annoying. At this point, I didn't need a Manor Skeleton, and I can still get a Manor Skeleton.
Ranger's Guile?
It probably was the pick, since it's just picking random crap at this point. But, you know.
1 mana green counterspell.
Yeah. There's another Ghoul Caller's Chant. We're doing pretty good though, so far. We have 18 cards that we're playing prior to Pack 3. Means we just need to find 5 playables in Pack 3.
Yeah, I kind of like this position right now because it gives us a lot of freedom to really go in any direction and take risks.
Right.
Because we don't need anything.
Like we can go. So this is interesting. There's another Moan of the Unhallowed, which is really good. But there's also like a Blood Crazed Neonate or another Markov Patrician, which I really like. 3/1 with Lifelink can take out a lot of creatures in this format when it attacks. Usually trades, obviously, but...
I think we'd rather have Moan of the Unhallowed, but...
And then just get one of these on the wheel, probably.
Probably. I mean, I don't...
Odds are we'll get the Neonate on the wheel, would be my guess.
Yeah, well... Yeah, we have a lot of 2-drops.
Like, yeah, I think we want the Moan, just because it's a very solid card here.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's the card I'm going to take.
I mean, you were ready to take that over Brimstone Volley. That says it's good.
Right. Blood Crazed Neonate's a perfectly fine pickup here. Got no problems with that. So.
I think.
This is an interesting one. Disciple of Grizzlebrand or Hanwar Watchkeep. Another one that Hanwar Watchkeeps could be insane, but Disciple of Grizzlebrand can also be really nutty.
Okay, so I think the question right now is like what we want the final deck to look like, and I think we're probably gonna cut into the Maw of Hell, right?
Maybe it is a very
Have a
good.
lower curve.
Yeah, I mean, if we do that, maybe we end up. I was gonna say a 16 card deck, but this costs 7, so or 16 land deck. I don't know.
Yeah, true. Okay. I'm just thinking like because that sort of informs this choice.
Right.
You know, Brand actually we have 2 Brimstone Volleys that sort of turns that on.
Right. It is good to just randomly have the ability to trigger Morbid at any point. I think I'm gonna take the Disciple here. Those are some good white cards. Do we need a 4th Ashmouth Hound? Actually, we probably want a Blazing Torch.
Yeah, Blazing Torch. When you sacrifice it, can you target players or is it only creatures?
I think it's only creatures. Oh, it can target players too.
Yeah, let's take Blazing Torch.
Yeah, that seems pretty solid. Another Rakish Heir? Whew. Or there's also like 2 other good vampires here that we would be looking to see wheel. Probably won't see the Vampire Interloper wheel because I think we passed one of those earlier and it didn't wheel. But the Crossway Vampire could definitely wheel. But double Rakish Heir could just be insane for us because like if this thing hits, it gets 3 counters.
How many vampires do we have?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if we take this.
I really like the Interloper, but I think you're right about the Heir.
Yeah, I think it's the right call. It's definitely one of those interesting ones. I'm gonna take a clip.
Vampiric Fury?
You want a Vampiric Fury?
I mean, it's basically Sanctified Charge in our deck. Well,
not necessarily. That's the thing.
So it doesn't boost non-vampires at all. Never mind.
Yeah, so I think I'm actually just gonna take the Clifftop Retreat here. Doesn't necessarily.
I was thinking to give everything +2/+0 like Trumpet Blast, but
no, it's not Trumpet Blast plus a bonus. No, not quite that good.
Would have been nice.
It's good in the right version of this deck, but we've kind of hit like the medium value on vampires, so it's kind of only like so.
Black.
I don't like a single one of these cards. I think I just grab like Night Terrors. It's not a good card at all, but you know, if your opponent has an unbeatable card, it's something.
Yeah. What's Corpse Lunge? Does it target just creatures?
Just creatures.
Yeah, we're not really playing anything, so let's just take, yeah.
Yeah. Of those, it's like, I don't want to play any of them, so I'm just going to throw them all there. Wow, another Abattoir Ghoul. That's pretty nutty. This card's good, in my opinion, at the very least.
Yeah, what's the converted mana cost for?
It's 4 for a 3/2 first striker that when a creature dealt damage by it dies, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. So.
Yeah, easy pick.
Yeah, I think, and it also helps here. Both of the vampires here wield. The question is, do we want more 2-drops or more 3-drops?
We're an aggressive deck. I think we
want the 2-drop probably.
Yeah.
But the lifelink's good for racing.
It is, but like, yeah. I mean, how big of a drawback in this format is the have to attack every turn?
It can be a big drawback, but I think actually we want the Neonate because it goes. We get to curve Neonate into air. And that can just be like suddenly the Neonate can become a 4/3 after its first hit. So I'm gonna take an Inquisitor's Flail and put it in the sideboard. It's one of those cards. Huh, see, your Vampiric Fury came back. It's going in the sideboard. I'm just going to basically run through these last few picks here because they really don't change. No, there's another Vampiric Fury. Alright, so we have 25 non-land cards here. So we need to cut 2. Probably Walking Corpse because we have Infinity 2-drops. And it is the physically worst 2-drop we have.
Okay, Okay, so this looks like a 16 land deck.
It could
And I
be.
think
If we cut Maw, then we put in something else. But which we could actually cut like Maw and put in something like Clutch of the Nightbird or Nightbird's Clutches, which could be very good with like our Neonates and our Rakish Airs.
yeah, we have 2 neonates, don't we?
Yeah, 2 Neonates, 2 Rakish Airs. So I'm gonna put in Nightbird's
Nice,
Clutches and take out Into the Maw. Because even though Into the Maw is premium removal, we have 2 other cases of premium removal right here. So
What does Gruesome Deformity do? Is it worth even considering? We don't have any 1-drops.
the answer's no.
Okay.
I believe
don't even know
it's Give Intimidate. Yeah.
You know, I think our color requirements are easy enough. I'm not even sure we want the Grotto.
I think it's still good to have, just because we have double black coming up here, and we're going to be very heavy in the red. It's just one of those things that it's kind of like a safety margin, you know?
But do we want to pay 5 for a double black card? Like, would we just be better off making
Would
it a
you
swamp?
rather pay 5, or would you rather not cast it?
No, I hear what you're saying. I'm just like looking at it, we only need 1 mountain for like 90% of the deck.
True. We do have the benefit that we only have 1 double red card.
And it's a card that if it's stuck in our hand for 2 turns extra, it's not a big deal.
Yeah. Right now, Moto's saying we do a 9-6. I could do a 9-7, cut the Grotto. I could do that. So this is a 16 land deck, which is awkward because this costs 7 to flashback, but still at 4, getting 4 power for 4, it's not bad. So, yeah, this is a very, very aggressive deck.
I'm actually kind of thinking 8-8.
You want 8-8?
I mean, you tend to hit at least 1 when you have 8, right?
Usually. All right, I'll play along on this. We'll do 8-8.
I'm just thinking we care about the second black. We don't care about the second red. But
Right.
we the first red more than the first black.
Wow, this has 18 creatures in it. We're just basically like jamming guys down our opponent.
Yeah, and, sometimes that's good enough.
Well, correction. 18 creatures plus Moan, which is a creature, so that's 19 creatures. So like we have 5 non-creature spells here, because this is a creature, technically, if you want to look at it that way. So our 5 non-creature spells are Clutch, Harvest Pyre, Brimstone Volley, and...
Torch.
What?
Blazing Torch.
Oh, and Blazing Torch. So, removal. So
Yeah,
just a little bit of removal sprinkled on top of infinity creatures.
I think this deck is basically the punish people who don't know what they're doing deck.
Alright, well, let's see how it works. We'll see you all in round 1.